as they prepare. We haven't done that a lot this year. For Week 8 matchup against the Commanders, the Cowboys will miss the playoffs for the first time in 4 seasons and will finish with their second losing record under McCarthy, our resident Cowboy swaggo.
Molly,
yes.
It's a rare moment, Molly. You should put this cowboy head. You do look nice.
Oh, thanks.
You should put the cowboy head
on.
Sure.
And it actually fits on your head. That's a big deal.
Does this
That's
go
a
forward?
big deal.
This part's forward?
It doesn't matter. Wear it. It's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe in yourself.
Anyway.
Howdy. How do you do?
Oh, my God, this dude. I need a raise. Will Sunday be McCarthy's final game in Dallas? What do you think?
Yeah, I do believe it will be his final game. And some of it is not even Mike McCarthy's own doing. A lot of it has to do with, it feels like everything that transpired this year, the only way Jerry reignites his fan base is a course correction.
Yeah.
And I think Mike McCarthy is just found in an unfavorable situation. Stephen A., it's so funny. I was sitting here.
Cam's here too, by the way.
Cam, do you remember when we were sitting here and Mike McCarthy got hired, what I said?
What?
No.
I said, it's another guy that Jerry can control.
Oh, yeah.
And we went back and forth on that for a while because we thought with Mike McCarthy history and, doing all of that, he would have some level of opportunity to control the circumstances. Mm-hmm. But it's not his own undoing, Molly. Yeah. And I get it. You want a refresher, you want to do something over. I just when you hire the next head coach, what tells me it's going to be different?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to take a moment, Cam Newton, like to take a moment, Swagoo, to talk to my Southern Dallas Cowboy fans out there. I got to tell y'all something right now, something y'all missed. As you bring up the Mike McCarthy situation and the fact that he's basically being controlled and Jerry Jones wants to do a course correction, let's understand that Jerry Jones missed the boat not once, not twice, but 3 different times. And here's how it is. 1, you didn't hire Bill Belichick, a 6-time champion out there. Had an opportunity to get him. You made that mistake. Number 2, you let Dan Quinn get away. Shouldn't have done that either. Because as we see, that man knows a little bit of thing too about coaching. All right, they got the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl. You understand, turn of this century, which is more than any other coach that Jerry Jones hired has been able to pull off. Number 3, Kellen Moore. Who's the offense coordinator in Philadelphia?
Kellen Moore.
That would be that dude. That's the dude Gillette walked out the door. Why? Because that damn Mike McCarthy. And this is why, if there is a reason why Mike McCarthy deserves to go, why he should have been going after last season, is because that man who laughed about lying to Jerry Jones during the interview process to get the job, got the job, and then facilitated pushing Kellen Moore out the door, swearing,
no, I cannot let this go.
Hold on, wait. Swearing that he would do things differently than Kellen Moore did. He got the job, and what did he do? More the same. Throw that damn football instead of running it. That is what Mike McCarthy did. And so when you look at
like
it,
you're back home
Bill
hearing his
Belichick,
accent?
Dan Quinn, Kellen Moore, I know it ain't baseball, but it applies. 3 strikes.
Okay, Swaggo.
And you're out.
He's done talking. Go ahead.
Stop being rude, Molly.
Cam,
Stop being rude.
you're so much right now.
Cam, go ahead. I just got
You're like the loud kid in
And
class.
not to add on that pile, Country Steven, I'll tell you,
Southern
2 of those coaches were on the staff. So they were in-house.
That's right.
Which makes it even worse. Missing out on Bill Belichick is egregious. That is close to as satanic as we've ever seen a decision be made. Now, when I look at Mike McCarthy, I see he should have been fired last year when he let Jordan Love come into the D and whoop ass like
Drop
he did.
48. Drop 48 on him.
Like get him out of here. Like Yankees college, just give him 2 taps on the shoulder and say, appreciate it, big guy. And I think we're just delaying the inevitable. Bring him back another year for what? And I always have this question to be asked. How do we find ways to talk about the irrelevant Dallas Cowboys? I'm starting to blame you, Stephen Anthony.
Irrelevant.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I didn't want to talk about him today.
Irrelevant. We're never irrelevant.
Yeah,
You can believe what you want to believe. We're never
this season
irrelevant.
a little bit.
Well, football-wise,
Yeah.
but the conversation is never irrelevant.
Yeah. But football-wise, you are relevant.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right.
I got two things. I got two things based on what you and Cam said.
Go ahead.
And then I'm going to bow out, okay?
Go ahead.
One, Cam, thank you for pulling it back on camera. Was Dallas in the top 5 in offensive production the year after Kellen Moore got fired?
Yes.
I'm sure they were. I'm sure Dak Prescott was in the MVP conversation.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
All the way. Okay, so can we kill the narrative that the offense wasn't good, like Kellen Moore would have saved the world?
No. You're switching it.
No,
we
I'm not.
We didn't say the offense.
No, because you posed it like Kellen Moore leaving, they fell off a cliff.
We didn't say that they weren't productive. What we said was that he said to Jerry, Kellen Moore needs to go because I will do things differently to save Dak Prescott from himself.
Okay, you and Cam may not remember this, but I'll bring some history back.
You do that.
As to why some of these conversations would happen.
You do that.
Okay? Cam, do you remember the game when the Cowboys were up on the Jacksonville Jaguars and they kept throwing the football and it led to turnovers and a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Regular season.
Those were the things that people were bringing up about Kellen Moore when they talked about how pass happy he was. That was the reason why those conversations were transpiring. Nobody has ever had an issue with Kellen Moore being a good offensive coordinator. He's put points on the board since he's been doing that.
Can't have it now.
My second point is this. When you talk about Jordan Love coming into the Cowboy Stadium last year and doing what he did, Cam, who was the defense coordinator for Dallas then?
Please remind me.
Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was. So while you're talking about the success of Dan Quinn, which rightfully so, he deserves a lot of credit for what they've done in Washington. Jaden Daniels, defensively, they've had their ups and downs, but they solid. But the things that you just placed at Mike McCarthy's plate, one, he answered to when Kellen Moore left by having one of the best offenses in the NFL.
It wasn't better than the offense Kellen Moore had.
Yeah, it was.
No, what? Not statistically.
You got researchers.
That's not statistically. That's not true.
Stephen A. Dak Prescott last year.
I understand him.
We had a conversation about him playing at the highest level he's ever played in Dallas.
Right.
Am I lying?
That's not true.
Who was calling?
That is true.
Who was calling the plays?
Right. Well, Mike McCarthy.
So listen, but I just want, look, if you want to take this year and bring that into the fold, then I'm with you. But let's stop couching this. Kellen Moore left and they just sucked offensively.
No.
That was not the case.
That's not what we're saying.
But that's how you pose it.
No, that's not what I pose. That is not. That's how you're interpreting it as because you're ultra sensitive when it comes to your Cowboys.
I'm not.
I do understand.
I
understand. Where you living these days? We'll get into that another time. The point that I'm trying to make to you, Homer, is that this is what the situation is. This man, Mike McCarthy, gave the impression that things would be different with him, and it was more of the same. I'm not questioning the level of productivity. What he was saying was, excuse me, we got to spare our quarterback. We got to limit his exposure because he's prone to make those mistakes, particularly in big situations. And those big situations came, and he still put him out there front center. He exposed him. He did exactly what he said Kellen Moore did, and he wouldn't do. That is my point. That's what happened. That's all we're saying.
All right, I'm going to leave that alone. We can spend another 2 hours on that.
Hey, Cam, if I could wear this cowboy hat, man, I could wear yours, Cam.